Oh, hi. What's going on? Let me mute the TV. Sean in the chat writes, I've spent my life cheering for the Canucks and Leafs. All I know is pain. You need a hug, man.
For the audio, or you can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K,
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
You are now listening to The Sid Seixeiro Show. Powered by Sick Media, the sickest Toronto sports show. Now, here's your host, Sid.
What's up? It's Sid. It's Thursday, February the 26th. By this day next week, it's March, brother and sister. It's March. It's March Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Woo!
I was going to say Monday it'll be March.
Something about turning into March changes me as a human being. It really does. March is a great month. NHL trade deadline, March Madness. Baseball starts at the end of it now, like real baseball. We got a lot of baseball today to talk about.
WBC.
WBC? Hey, you down with WBC?
You know me.
That's it. Sometimes you screw that line up, but you didn't there, Azzo. I can't wait for March to hit. And if you're in Southern Ontario, the weather's still a little up and down. Whatever. I'm feeling good. It's a Thursday. There is lots to talk about. It also feels like there's two seasons going on. I drove through the city of Toronto for the first time in a while yesterday. Dude, it's not just pothole season. It's like a video game out there to make sure your car doesn't implode. I've never seen. This is the Gardner. Didn't they just fix it? Didn't they just rush fixing the Gardner in Toronto for the World Cup? So I thought, oh my God. I got home and my shocks looked at me and said, you are a jackass for doing that. And I apologized to my car. So it's pothole season. The second season is NHLers getting back from the Olympic season. And you saw it for the most part across the league. I know Marner didn't play last night. Connor Hellebuck didn't play last night. There were a few Canadians and Americans that didn't play, but a lot of them did. And the wildest quote I saw yesterday, pregame anyway, we have a few postgame, but pregame was in Anaheim and Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch talking about Conor McDavid, who's back, who gave everything he had for the cause in an effort to try and win a gold medal for Canada. So, like a lot of players, he's tired. On top of that, he had to go from Milan to Anaheim. Not Milan to New York, not Milan to Miami, not Milan to Tampa. Anaheim. So Chris Knobloch last night, in a big hockey game beforehand, said of McDavid, quote, playing back-to-back games after the Olympic break, we'd like to limit his ice time, so we'll need other lines to step up. McDavid played 22 minutes last night. That's limiting his ice time. The cat's out of the bag on this Knobloch dude. I'm sorry. We're going to get to him a little later. I have a lot of Oilers discussion today. And there are going to be people in that market who aren't happy with me. I don't care. That's happening in a bit. But before we dive into it, a couple of comments from the chat, starting with Eviscu, who writes, Leafs rant, please.
Wait a minute.
Then he corrects himself and says, sorry, Leafs and Raptors rant, actually. And Raptors rant, actually. So I don't know if I'm going to give you that necessarily today, but we are going to have some conversations here on the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media. We're live on YouTube. We are live on X. For what it's worth, this show is growing every day, and we appreciate all of you, and we thank you. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit all the things to support if you would like to support. If you don't want to support us and tell us to take off, that's your right to. But I would like to begin with Austin Matthews because, as I mentioned, players were returning to their teams. And for the most part, especially if you're an American player, all the interviews I have seen have been rather favorable. And what I mean by that is softball city. And you know what I mean by that. Like the questions you were going to get from, say, Fox News are a little different than the questions you're going to get when you go back to your local day-to-day media corps. That's just the reality of it. Whether you're Brady Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, I don't care who you are. That's just kind of how it's going to be. Connor Hellebuck's going to see it today. I think he's meeting up with the team in California. Like, you're just going to get different types of questions. And I think most of you know what I mean by that. So before the Leaf game last night, Austin Matthews was there front and center. And I just thought this was relevant because he is the captain of a Canadian team. And one of the questions that Matthews was posed yesterday morning was, considering all the tension, all the geopolitical tension, you know what you don't need me to explain to you. With all that going on, did it make you hesitate at all in some of the celebrations that have taken place? And this is what the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs said.
I think it's not, to me, I don't like to get political or get into that kind of stuff. I mean, like I said, we're proud Americans, and, winning a gold medal, it's been 46 years since the men's ice hockey team has done that. So, the team that wins the Stanley Cup every year accepts the White House invitation to go. So, I just think it's something that you do, because we are proud Americans, and whatever your political beliefs may be. Hopefully something like this will, hopefully bring more unity to the country and stuff like that. But, for us, we believe it's a great honor no matter who's in office.
So that was Austin Matthews yesterday. I don't know if he's going to face similar stuff pregame Saturday here in Toronto when the Leafs take on the Sens. Like you're going to have Brady Tkachuk and Austin Matthews and Jake Sanderson. Although I don't know how front and center Jake Sanderson's been in this, but like they're all going to be in the same arena, same pregame. It's going to be unique. I just thought that was relevant to some of the storylines out there, and I thought it was important to hear from the captain of the Leafs with an unedited clip about that. So that's what I wanted to throw out there. Now, I didn't think he would play last night. In all honesty, I think I said it yesterday. I was bracing. Bracing's too strong a word because I wasn't living and dying with it. But I was expecting Austin Matthews to not suit up, especially with a Florida game the next night that, frankly, is way more important. That thing tonight is significant. Some other storylines with the Leafs are running amok. But tonight's kind of big. I'll get to that in a second. But the fact that Matthews was there did surprise me. Some aspects of the fan base would have lost it. And I kind of get it. I was not there. I was not in that frame of mind. But Austin did speak to him being there and said it was kind of important to him.
Coming off a really big high, but you get back here. Like I said, it's been a whirlwind 72 hours. I mean, you guys have seen the videos. There hasn't been a whole lot of sleep, but I'm feeling good. I got in last night and got a good night's rest. And obviously, it's important to me to be back here with my teammates and to have a good push here. We know how important all these games are, especially when you're playing a divisional opponent. These next 3 games, so for me, it was important to get back here and do whatever I can to obviously help help the team in whatever capacity I can.
It was important for him to be there. I agree with it. I didn't expect much last night, and that's exactly what I saw. Matthews kind of blended in. And just hearing that back, now I've heard that clip a few times. Robot Austin Matthews has returned. Good time Austin Matthews has left. Smiley Austin Matthews has left. Personality Austin Matthews, gone. Robot Leafs captain. Yeah, it's great. It means a lot to me to come back here. And good to see you again, Austin. Good to see you again. Never change in front of the Leafs media. No, we just got to learn from it. It's disappointing, but we just kind of never change. Never change. I had some PTSD hearing that because that's not the guy I've heard for 4 days, 3 days. It's not the guy. When Austin Matthews gets in front of the Leaf media, that terrifying Mark Masters Leaf media, he seizes up. He seizes up. With America, he didn't have to be the man. Might have to be the man here. That's uncomfortable. I get it. There's 2 very different sides to him. I find that amazing to listen to. But that's his choice. That's what Shanahan and the brass pumped into him when he was a kid, and that's what he is now with the Leafs. That's what he is. That's a Leaf decision. That's not a Matthews decision. I think the kid probably has a ton of personality and is funny and is a typical kind of professional athlete who's enjoying himself. But the Leafs have made him afraid, and he's afraid. So I didn't expect much from the Leafs last night. And that's what happened. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I didn't expect much from Nylander, Matthews, and Ekman-Larsson last night. Matthews, I did not notice at all against Tampa Bay. Nylander, he seems to be feeling better if he's cherry picking. When Nylander's feeling good, it's breakaway season. And he got a bit of that. Didn't score, but he got a bit of that. But I wasn't expecting much out of Nylander. I was happy Nylander was in the lineup. I thought Nylander would shut it down. He'd Mikko Rantanen the thing and say, I'm gone for 4 weeks. But he played. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who's also back from the Olympics. I thought he had a pretty good first period. I thought he was not great in the final 2. But again, those guys have kind of been on a schedule, and they've been in some stressful situations. So I'm not surprised. What I am surprised with is everyone else. Because all I heard going into this return for the Leafs was the break will do them well. The break will do them well. Matthew Nyes is hurt. John Tavares is getting up there. He could use a break. Morgan Riley can use a break. Like, what's everyone else's excuse for last night? For large swaths of that game in Tampa, coming off weeks off, the Leafs were pathetic. They were absolutely pathetic. And everyone making excuses left and right for the team prior to the break, pointing out that they got to play a schedule that apparently only the Leafs have to play. What's your line now? What the hell is your line now? That was sad. That was sad, man. What's the excuse level in this situation? The Olympians, I'm letting off the hook. The hell's up with Matthew Nyes? Where the hell's Max Domi? Like, I don't know what I'm watching here. Bobby McMahon, where are you? Someone told me you were really good, apparently, worth a first-round pick. Show it to me. Everyone's rested. Everyone's rested. Even Craig Berube's head looks better. Everyone's rested. Everyone. Men amongst boys last night. I'll give the Leafs a solid first. Solid, maybe. Their Lucky Stolars was pretty good. That was sad. So the Leafs don't lose any ground in the standings, losing 4-2 to Tampa. I mean, they're still 6 points out of a wild card. They're still 9 points back in the division. Do I even mention the division anymore? I shouldn't even mention the division anymore. I'm going to check myself live on air. They're 6 points back in the wild card race. But I wasn't the only one wondering where the effort was. This clip is not very long from Morgan Riley post-game last night in Tampa. But his line right at the end is the most damning thing you're going to hear from number 44 about his own team. Listen to this.
It's always hard coming back after a break. I think that's what everyone feels. But, we had a good week of practice. There's no reason not to be ready.
No reason not to be ready. And that's from a guy who's kind of eaten it most of the year from the media and the fan base. And he knows. Riley was not your worst player last night. Nope. That Stetcher-Benoit pairing was having a moment, weren't they? Holy cow, were they bad. Nyes, bad. And again, Ekman-Larsson didn't play great for the last two periods. But I'm giving the Olympians a pass. I am. I don't care what the situation is. You're human beings. It's your body. It's tough. But that was so bizarre to watch. And I do not know how you look at that and not say to yourself, it's time for major changes. Could be worse 29 in the chat. Great handle. They used the time off to come up with new excuses. 12-17 Azo. Could be worse 29. Let's give that some air. That's really good. I don't mind that line at all. There you go. Thanks, brother. So you watch the game if you're a Leaf fan. The discourse is what it is. I am under the impression, I am under the feeling, a lot of you out there think it's time to trade some guys for picks. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. I don't know what the appetite is like for signing Bobby McMahon to $4 million a year. I don't know what the appetite is for signing Scott Laughton for 7 years. I think I know. Could be wrong, but I don't think the appetite's very high. I think this team is showing you exactly who they are. But I don't care what you think of the pregame with Austin yesterday. I don't care what you thought about that performance. And that performance was bad for the majority of it. Bad. The Leafs, once again, one-period show-ups. The one-period show-ups. Someone needs a T-shirt that has a Leaf logo that says 20 minutes of effort. That would sell. That would sell. Maybe 20 minutes. On a good night, you get 20 minutes. But none of that yesterday. None of that. Not Matthews, not the performance, not the result. Do you know how bad you have to be for your most recognizable people after a game to be the video review guys upstairs? Do you know what situation you're in as a franchise? The discourse around the Leafs video review guys in this city is embarrassing because it's even happening. They're getting more airtime than Michelli. I've never seen anything like it. When your video review guys are the stars of your team, you are sunk. Jack in the chat. Leafs are 22-0 in coaches' challenges since 2022. So at least they have elite video guys. Jesus Christ. Elite. At least we have elite video guys.
We're here.
At least we have elite. Not wrong. I'm not saying the comment's wrong. They're going to get banners at this point one day. They're going to get the Bon Jovi banner, the video guys. I'm not even going to say their names because it's embarrassing. Listen, they're doing their jobs, and I hope they get promoted one day and have great careers, and then they're more household names. To be a household name in the city of Toronto as a video review guy is a damning indictment of the entire operation. Damning. What are the most memorable aspects of this season for the Leafs? Anthony Stolar's rant, Craig Berube's head, William Nylander telling you to F off, and the video review guys. That's the season. And OEL. That's the season. Who in MLSE is proud of that? Who? It's time for the season ticket holders to get a letter saying we are blowing it up, you deserve better. Wait a second, that didn't happen yesterday, but there was a letter. MIF 8989 in the chat. Trade the video guys for first round picks.
So good.
Oh, maybe you might get more than Lawton. You might get more than the Lawton Hall for Philadelphia. Okay, so everything went on yesterday wasn't the worst part about the Leafs. All that on ice, Matthews, the comments, whatever you thought of them, not the worst thing. The worst thing that happened was Keith Pelley's email to season ticket holders. Not even close. It's not in the same stratosphere as anything else. Because most of us out in these streets are trying to wrap our heads around a scenario where the Leafs do not sell or worse buy by next Friday's deadline. Because no one's putting anything past the Leafs. But most people who've watched hockey before know that at least for this season, maybe you got to make some trades right now and get some assets. So Keith Pelley sent an email to season ticket holders, and I pray they knew it was going to leak. I always find these hilarious when they leak, because they always leak. Like, if anyone at MLSE didn't think this was going to come out, that's the funniest thing I've heard all year. It's been a short year. But Keith Pelley, president of MLSE, sent the following note out to season ticket holders. It's, I think the whole thing was 3 paragraphs. I know you've heard snippets of it, some of you. I want to read the whole thing. Why? Because we got time. So here's the email season ticket holders got. The 25-26 season for the Maple Leafs so far has been a series of ups and downs. No kidding. And unfortunately, with a number of key injuries that have affected the team, we are not currently in the position we had anticipated. But that's professional sports. This team has made the playoffs 9 seasons in a row, the longest streak in the NHL, something to be proud of. But as I have said since joining the organization, our goal is to not just make the playoffs, and we will do whatever is needed for this team to make the next step. Being able to witness and be a part of the passion and the commitment that Leafs Nation has for this team is an honor, and we will not stop until we deliver a championship to our loyal Leaf fans and the city of Toronto. The email ends this way. We understand this team's strengths, as well as the areas we need to address. And we know that with the support of our fans, we will achieve this ultimate goal together. While we always strive to be as open as possible, I know that you understand. In the world of professional sports, protecting competitive advantages is paramount and limits our ability to reveal team strategy until the appropriate time. Keith, let me tell you something. No other team is looking at your strategy going, we need to steal what the Leafs are doing. No one's doing that. I'm sorry. No, you can tell us everything. Tell us everything. So that's the email. Now, I want to say, before I dig into some other things, the line at the end of the first paragraph, and we will do whatever is needed for this team to make the next step. I think people are making some leaps here as to what that means. Some are assuming they're buying at the deadline. That's not how I'm reading that. Doing whatever is needed is a broad and could be potentially serious term in terms of rebuilding. Because I know there are a lot of nervous people looking at that line. That's not how I'm taking that. It could mean that. It could mean like Nazem Kadri's a Leaf by this time next week. I don't know. But I don't necessarily take from that 100% we're buying. I don't know where people are pulling that. That's not how I'm seeing it. But the one thing I do want to really sit on here for a second is the line, a number of key injuries have affected the team. Deep teams don't have that issue. They do not. And if you're wondering how many man games the Leafs have lost this year, so did I. So I looked. The Leafs have lost 22 man games due to injury. That is the 15th fewest in the National Hockey League. The most is 33. The Leafs are middle of the pack this year in terms of injuries. Let's just get the facts straight on that. Did Nylander miss a couple games? Yes. Did Matthews miss some games? Yes. But to suggest the Maple Leafs have been a freight train of injuries, no, that's incorrect. Your team's just not very deep or good. That's the other problem. So it just feels like you've had more. I want to emphasize this point. The Leafs are middle of the pack in terms of man games lost this season. Middle of the pack due to injury. For an organization already to be making excuses to its season ticket base, is alarming. And it tells me there's something going on here that I haven't heard kind of brought to the surface. I don't think season ticket sales for next season are going well. You don't see letters like this out of nowhere and in a vacuum. There's something else going on here. And if you talk to people who go down to Scotiabank a lot, it's getting a little thin in certain areas. Just a little bit. This gold medal thing with the States, I don't know what that's going to do. I don't know what that crowd's going to look like Saturday at Scotiabank. I got to be honest with you. I don't know where the excitement level is among Leafs fans. But to lean on injuries at this stage is disappointing. If you're an organization the stature of the Toronto Maple Leafs in terms of profile. That's Carolina's line. Let the Hurricanes say that. Let the Sharks say that. Let some market that doesn't matter say that. If you're the Leafs, you gotta kind of own it more than that. I didn't see it. And I know it kills Keith to do that because that's not who he is. Keith's done a lot of winning in his career, personally and professionally. You got to own this. You got to own this a little bit. I didn't see anything in this statement about burning first-round picks and prospects for nothing. Nothing. You got to own it more than that. It's just injuries. They're 6 points out of a playoff spot with 24 games to go. They're a cap team. You want to talk about Dakota Joshua's contract? You want to talk about Michelli's contract? You want to talk about that? No? Okay. It's the injuries. Sure. Got it. Jeff Azzopardi, good afternoon. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Sid. How are you?
Uh,
Watch guy. Should I call you watch guy today? Because I noticed
watch guy.
Frank in the chat actually pointed it out. You got
Really?
the rolled up sleeves and the watch. Like,
and I can tell you exactly when this
Yes.
watch stopped working.
is that the one?
One day at 9:06, all my watches don't work.
None of them.
None of them have a battery, in it,
That's unbelievable.
and I'm fine with it. Sid wearing a watch today. Thank you very much,
Yeah, the chat noticed, man.
Jeff. Look, the Leafs not playing well last night. I'm not surprised. Austin Matthews
Why are
kind
you
of
not
showing.
surprised though? Because they haven't played well all year.
Yeah, like all year. Like what? I mean, it's a big game for the Leafs, is it? It's a big game for the Leafs in the standings, setting the tone. This and that, setting the tone. Give me they can't spell tone. You're gonna set it.
It's bad.
But I want to ask you about the letter. I love a good letter.
Of course.
I'm a big fan. TFC's written like 19 letters in the last 12 months to their fans. Like, I'm a big fan of letters and what they mean and who's really panicking behind the scenes. What do you pull away from what Pelley sent to the season ticket holders?
First of all, why not just release it? Why not just put it out? Why are you just sending it to
I
season
don't
ticket?
know if they didn't technically leak it themselves. Like, I don't have that
but
information.
like you said, it's going to get out no matter what. So why not just throw it
100%.
out on your socials? Why not just put it out? Because you know everyone's going to dissect it and open
Completely agree.
right? Like, it's,
But then you're the Rangers because the Rangers just send the same kind of letter out to everyone and they get mocked.
Mhm.
So if you make it a leaked issue, I think it protects the organization a bit more. That's all I would say to that. But you're right. It's coming out regardless.
right.
100%.
And then to the injuries, it's what you tell me every day when I try and say the schedule is so tough. Every team's dealing with that. Like, you put that out on a day when you're facing the Lightning, who have lost man games to some of their most important players, right? Like, and they're in first place in the division. So what are you doing? And who is the Leafs' biggest loss? Like, is it Tanev? Is it all the goalie injuries? Because Hildeby came up and he was playing well.
I mean, probably I'd say Tanev.
Yeah.
I'd say it's Tanev.
But the goalies too.
The goalies have missed time, and Matthews missed time. Like, they've all kind of missed time, but they haven't missed the most time to justify that comment.
Right. No, agreed.
I'm sorry.
Agreed.
They have not. Now, because you don't like how it's looked without one or two guys, that's a different story. That means your eggs are way too much in the same basket, and you're depending on like three people to carry you through the entire season. In the National Hockey League, that's not realistic.
Right.
That's not a smart way to go about business. My question is, if you're a season ticket holder and you read that, what's going through your head?
I mean, everybody wants to know what the future is, right? What the direction this team is going in.
And there was no real sense in
There's
this.
no, because I think it's pretty obvious that the next week is going to tell them where to go.
That's crazy to me.
It is. I agree.
Like, that's crazy to me.
How you didn't evaluate over this break and see what you have, see where your players are. But what are you going to do? Because, like, again, Tanev is in the second year of a 6-year
That
deal.
Tanev contract is going to look awful.
We knew that, though.
And we knew that.
And we're in the second year of it.
But Treliving went full on, I don't care.
Let me ask you, how's
That's
that
why-
John
that's how-
Tavares contract looking? We're in the first year of the 4-year, and he's looking old and slow. Sorry, John.
No, I know. Listen, people aren't bringing that up enough. The pay cut was amazing. A, they wasted the money on the pay cut on Michelli and Joshua.
Mhm.
B, he is regressing at a fast rate, and there's another 3 years of it past this.
Exactly.
So that's a problem. Like, I just don't know what you
So
do
those
with
are
these
just two of
deals.
the contracts. And then the other guys who you should be moving, again, no offense, Max, but Domi, you can't move. Like, he's got all these guys have no trade protection. It's insane. And then you look at, like, even me, I thought the defense wouldn't be as bad as they have, even losing Tanev. I thought it might even be part of the strength going into this year because you had your guys locked in for another year and they looked pretty good in the playoffs, and they've looked horrible.
They have. This is a very interesting comment here from Habs Chat 101. To predict the Leafs' future, you also have to compare them to Montreal, Detroit, Buffalo,
Yep.
and Tampa. Part of me still thinks Buffalo's garbage.
But they
I have to be honest with you. I don't know what's going on in Buffalo. Getting a GM out and Jarmo Kekalainen coming in and all of a sudden everyone's amazing is weird.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's sustainable, and I don't buy it. I don't trust that team. Montreal's not going anywhere.
Come on.
Detroit finally looks okay.
Montreal's not going anywhere else. They're going to stay
No,
good.
sorry, they're going to stay good.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Sorry,
I'm not
I
insulting.
misread that.
I work for Sick Media Montreal. I am not
No.
insulting Montreal.
They have a good core.
But Montreal are going to be they are very much fortified in who they are with amazing contracts. Wait till they get that number 2 center.
Yes.
Wait till if they get Kadri. Oh no. if they get a motivated Kadri, I know he's 35. Detroit, I love their blue line, man. Like there's some pieces on that Detroit team that the Leafs in my lifetime have never drafted a Mort Sider. They've never had a defenseman that good.
Well,
ever. Aside from Boreas Salming. God rest his soul. They've never had a defenseman that good. And Detroit he's sitting right there. And he is going to be a problem for a long time in that division.
So hold on to that point. Let me make this one. I was going to say, when we were talking about the defense, you know what really sold it to me was that 5-game homestand. Because in that, you saw Quinn Hughes leading Minnesota. You saw Sider leading Detroit. You saw Makar leading Colorado.
Yep.
Leafs are nowhere close to that.
No.
If you have a puck-moving defenseman that's good and like good pairs, man, it could mean the world of difference. And also in that homestand, like you said, who knows what Buffalo is because it's such a 180 from last year, but they outskated them. They're way faster than them. Like, what's the Leafs' strength? Which way can you carry this team to do the quick refix?
I don't disagree with any of that. This is the amount of Sabres support. This guy, John, in the chat, my buddy plays for the Sabres. F off, Sid.
Tage Thompson, he's looking really
I don't know.
They have some pieces, though. You can't deny that.
They got Tage Thompson's a huge kid who's got skill. I get it. But it was like 3.5 months ago, the Sabres were an embarrassment.
No, it's true.
Don't tell me changing their GM
Kevin
is
Adams.
something that's going to carry them for the next 10 years. That's not real. That's crazy.
You fire the GM that put the team together, and that same team is performing amazing this year.
I'll give Detroit love. I'll give Montreal love. Tampa's obviously loaded with vets. By the way, Braden Point.
Yeah,
how is Braden Point like playing now? Was I the only one thinking that last night?
Playing well now.
But he couldn't go to the Olympics 3 weeks ago. But he's okay now. So we couldn't have waited on Braden Point? Braden Point could have won us a gold medal with 2 shifts in that gold medal game.
It is very
But
curious.
he couldn't go?
Very curious.
I would like an ESPN 30 for 30 on the decision to pull Braden Point from those Olympics and how that happened.
We had some comments about it. Funny how Braden Point was healthy last night. Huh?
Battalion 99 in the chat.
Nailed it.
Bingo.
Nailed it.
Bingo.
Yeah.
How did that So Sidney Crosby, you're about to throw Crosby out there with no knees. And you thought Braden Point was going to be a liability. Make that one make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm seeing Braden Point flying around there. Now, it was against the Leafs, the slowest team in the National Hockey League. But Braden Point looked pretty good.
Yes. Well, and so did, to your point, of the guys who got rest. Vasilevsky looked pretty good. Kucherov looked pretty good. Those guys were ready to play last night.
On Eilish, Point would have been money on that power play in the third period of the gold medal game. Yes. I completely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Completely agree with you.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else on the Leafs? Listen, the Leafs are taking on the Panthers tonight in Sunrise.
More fun.
Why would you not start Stolars against Florida?
Doesn't matter.
But it used to. But like there was a time in my life. My point is there was a time in my life, and the Leafs did it this year with Michelli in Utah.
Actually, it's true.
Craig Berube hated Matthias Michelli when he put him in against Utah, and it worked. You know why? Former team.
You mean revenge game?
Revenge games.
Stick it to him.
Revenge games are a classic.
It
Start
is.
the guy.
It's such a good talk.
Why is it Stolar? You don't think Stolars would be motivated against Florida?
But 2
like
years
explain
later?
that one.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
I don't get it. I'm not saying Joseph Wall's not going to play well tonight, but I think that's a weird thing in the NHL to do.
Stolar's calling his own shot here. Like when he came back
Well,
that
he
random
is.
Friday.
Stolars is now an assistant coach. Move over, Mike Sullivan.
Apparently.
Or Steve Sullivan.
Yeah.
I got to say one thing, and I don't know if the chat's going to agree with this or not. For a lot of Leaf fans, this season is over. Yep. And the only thing they're looking at is the trade deadline. And I get it. There's one last game that matters. It's tonight. The Panthers are 2 points back of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know if the Panthers care to make the playoffs, but that's not my rational thought here. My thinking is if you're the Leafs, you owe it to your fans to bury them tonight in regulation and whatever playoff hopes they have. Because they're 2 points behind you. The Leafs are way out as it is. If you beat Florida in regulation tonight, I don't know who's going to be on the ice tonight for them. It's over for the Panthers. At the minimum for your fan base. At the minimum. And it would make them feel way better than a Pelley email. At the minimum, beat the Panthers tonight in regulation. End their you-know-what for this season. Next season, they might win another cup. But end it tonight. Make Sasha Barkov say, you know what? I'm done. LTIR, rest of the season. Go make a trade. free up all my money, go make a trade at the deadline. Do it tonight for the fans of the Leafs to give them something to smile about. Not a lot, but something to smile about, because at some point you got to stop being kicked around like some completely irrelevant figure in the National Hockey League. You have to stop. Do it for your fans tonight. Famous last words from me. Hey, Leafs, do it for your fans. That's funny.
Just like a Game 7.
Tonight is Toronto's Game 7. Thomas the Traveler in the chat. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's it. This is the biggest game in Leafs history tonight.
Have some pride. Let's
in a
go.
way. End Florida's season.
I like that.
Make it happen.
Yeah, revenge came for the whole team for knocking you out of the playoffs.
Thank you. The whole team should feel revenge
Right.
tonight.
And it should be led by Stolars. I think you're right with that.
But I just no. Stolar's not against Florida, eh? Really?
It is weird.
I
hadn't even thought about it.
He played well
It's a
last
great
night.
point.
I didn't like the play behind the net.
I think
where
he had just
gave it
as
away,
many
but,
saves as
don't know.
Vasilevsky. I'm pretty sure.
Warrior Wump in the chat. We are not here to sell jerseys. The hashtag. I like that.
Oh man.
Technically, they are though. One question here.
Or try and get a couple extra playoff games. Like
Question from Rob here. Azo just came in. Sid, who do the Leafs move? No chance Matthews resigns. Off to warm weather, high Gucci climates. Can I be honest with you? I'm out of the what is Austin Matthews thinking discussion. I don't know. I do not know. Because I could see him like re-signing with the Leafs. I could see him asking for a trade. Yeah. Anyone in this market who thinks they know Austin Matthews is lying to you. I don't think that guy. I think that guy has insulated himself so strong. You can't chip into that.
Well,
you can't. Maybe for each, but like no one else. I don't think anyone else can chip into that exterior. No one has a clue what Austin Matthews is thinking. Nobody. So to guess. And we'll probably have a lot of discussions as long as this show goes. But I don't know.
I do want to bring something up like that.
Go ahead.
Because the guys like Stone and the Hughes brothers making those comments during the Olympics, and like we've always mentioned, Tkachuk, Matthews specifically being like a leader to some of those guys.
Mm.
What do you think they're saying behind closed doors? Like when they're talking about it in the lock. Do you think Matthews saying like, look how it worked out for me. I forced my way out of Calgary. I went somewhere nice where I don't get bothered. I won 2 cups. Like, do you think there's any of that discourse going on where Matthew's trying to lead that charge? Tkachuk, sorry, trying to lead that charge with other players.
But I mean,
because then we played that clip yesterday of Brady saying, "Oh yeah, the Canadians are so pissed at me. I'm public enemy number." Like, is he starting to plant that seed that maybe eventually he's going to want out?
Here's what I'm thinking is going on. I think it's a great point you bring up. Here's what I think that means. I think the Florida Panthers for several years have been well aware Conor McDavid's not going down to Florida. So that's why they disrespect him and Draisaitl the way they do. They know there's no shot McDavid is coming. How they know that, I'm not sure. You don't want to look like Kevin Durant here, right? If you're McDavid, you don't want to just have your legacy laughed at because you left your team for the Golden State Warriors. So Tkachuk and those guys are very comfortable ripping on Conor McDavid. Very comfortable. Brad Marchand takes the attitude of those guys in Toronto have it tough. Those guys have it tough.
And Mark Stone,
those guys have it tough. I think people are looking at Austin a little differently and saying, what do you think? And all of these Marchand and Stone comments you're hearing, Quinn Hughes, all of this stuff, it is blatant public tampering.
Agreed.
That Marchand garbage last year after the postseason and during the series, that was blatant tampering. And I don't think people are smart enough to realize he was doing it. They don't care, but they know McDavid's not signing with them, so they'll just disrespect him left and right. Anyone outside of Toronto doing that, you need to wake up as to what's going on. Mark Stone wants Austin Matthews in Vegas one day. Those guys in Florida want Austin Matthews down there.
100%.
Like, it's pretty clear. They want Austin Matthews in Minnesota. Now Austin Matthews is an American gold medalist as a captain. All those markets have woken up to, whoa, who's the guy with the mustache? It's Austin Matthews. And I think that is an excellent point you bring up because they never do it with McDavid, but they do it with a lot of Leafs. And some of these guys tried to do it with Marner last year. It was obvious they tried to do it with Marner. obvious.
We were told.
We were told, yes. So when just keep your eyes very open and be clear-eyed about it when you hear that going forward about the Toronto market, because that's going on too.
If the Sens miss the playoffs this year, I'm very curious how Brady handles this. Because I think he could be the first one to try and follow in his brother's footsteps.
I don't know. Listen, I do like Brady Tkachuk a lot.
Same.
I know I say certain things about where he stands in the pantheon of top National Hockey League players. I think there are more people who agree with me than want to admit. But I do believe he cares a lot about the guys he's with and that market. Now, I think depending on what Brady Tkachuk might find back in Ottawa, and I know he scrummed this morning, so I'm assuming he took a lot of questions. If he's taken a lot of heat in Ottawa for a variety of reasons, and you know what they might be, I mean, I think you might see a couple of reports surface of other teams interested in Brady Tkachuk. Because the Rangers already tried that not that long ago. And everyone in Ottawa got very, very back against the wall about it. And I understand it. When you're a market as small as Ottawa, I get it. You have to fight back on that. But I think this is now, like, it's not in the weeds anymore. Like, it's pretty obvious what's going on with certain Canadian markets and some American players down there saying certain things. I don't think they're being completely honest about their intentions and what they want. And what they want is to sow more discord around here and around in Ottawa and around in Vancouver with Quinn Hughes, because that thing was running rampant, and wherever. Montreal's the only place that's kind of shut it down.
Exactly.
All right, we just solved everyone's problems.
No, but I wonder if Brady's saying that the other day, the heat he's taking is him planting seeds for this to happen.
Brady?
Yeah, when you said that, right? We ran that clip yesterday.
No,
like the heat he's taking?
I think Brady Tkachuk in that interview with Fox News was just being kind of honest. I think there's some people not happy with Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa.
But the point,
I think he's being honest. But you can turn that around quick by getting into the playoffs.
Right.
And the Sens and the Leafs are 6 points out. They're both 6 points out. So we'll see. Good point, Azam. Let's go to the chat here.
There's a lot.
James in the chat. Rangers PR team on Brady. Yeah, they've been on Brady Tkachuk for a while. They would love Brady. They need a Brady Tkachuk.
They do.
There. They really do.
Actually, it's a good fit.
Now, just so we're clear, I hope the kid stays in Ottawa. There's some amazing hockey fans in Ottawa.
For sure.
I think the organization sometimes doesn't know how to handle things because they think their bubble is a bit bigger than it actually is. But there's some amazing hockey fans up there, and I don't want Brady Tkachuk to go anywhere. They made a lot of good young signings. Their core is solid, and in some ways, is more solid than the Leafs have been in a long time in terms of youth, in terms of the future.
Definitely.
Like, if your core of Jake Sanderson, Brady Tkachuk, and Tim Stützle is sitting there, and you look at Tavares, Nylander, and Matthews right now, you're still going to find a lot of people that go, give me Matthews, give me Nylander. But that's not like a 90-10 argument anymore. There's going to be more people in the middle of that. So I think there's a lot of reasons why Brady Tkachuk should see this out with the Sens 100%. In the NHL, it doesn't really happen anymore, other than Crosby. I think he's the last guy who's going to play for like one team front to back. Like, that's not sports anymore, guys. You got to wake up. But I do think there's a lot floating around here, and I think you may see some people publicly try and capitalize over this USA hockey discourse that's going on for their own benefits.
For sure.
100%. So if you see stuff leak, now I'm looking at this like a hawk. The Brady Tkachuk thing, I'm really interested in.
Same. I was
really interested
and especially, again, with his brother kind of being that leader or the guy getting in everybody's ear and telling people. And again, look how well it worked out for him, forcing his way out.
But you know what Matthew Tkachuk did in Calgary, I didn't like it, but he was the smartest thing he could have been was upfront.
Yep.
I'm not signing here, guys. Brad Treliving had no choice. Guys, I'm not signing here. And on paper, that deal, when it happened, most people thought was okay. For a guy who you knew was leaving in Matthew Tkachuk with Mackenzie Weegar and Huberdeau. And in the moment, let's remember in the moment of it, it seemed all right. Huberdeau was coming off like...
Yeah, no, everybody was happy with that return.
Didn't he have some crazy assist number that year? Didn't he have close to like 100 assists?
For sure.
It was nuts. But in the playoffs, he was an absolute nobody. And Bill Zito's like, I don't want this.
Nobody ripped that trade when Treliving made
No,
it. They thought
nobody.
he got a good return. Here's the question, which is what we're just talking
Jack Lucas in the chat. If there is a chance Tkachuk leaves Ottawa, do they trade him? I'd rather get a return for him than nothing for him. I don't want him to leave, but I don't want nothing for him if he leaves. I mean, I think most fans nowadays. Look, the fact of the matter is he's $8.2 million on the cap. He's got 2 years after this year. He's still young, relatively young.
No, it's true.
And, they haven't enjoyed any playoff success. They got there. They got a taste last year. There were certain games that were far better than the Leafs last year.
Seems like a guy you'd want in your own room. Like he's annoying to play
I
against, but
just think there's going to be a serious pull for Brady Tkachuk in certain American markets.
But will he help it? Will he push himself to an American market? Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm very curious.
But now I'm going to be watching that like a hawk.
Same.
The Brady Tkachuk thing I have not thought about yet. He did say he's public enemy number 1 on Fox News in Ottawa.
To me, that's starting to plant
We
the
ran
seed.
the clip here on the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick.
That's what I was saying. Because we ran it yesterday, it started going through my mind, and I started wondering if that's just him planting the seed to do it. Because I am curious to see what he said today or when he gets asked and how hard they push him.
Gus says Brady's not coming to the Leafs. Yeah, I think we're aware of that.
Maybe he wants to play with us.
I think Leaf fans are well aware of that.
That'd be amazing.
All right, so there's never a dull moment ahead of the trade deadline. I do like the trade deadline in the National Hockey League.
A week tomorrow.
A great deal.
A week tomorrow.
Okay, it's almost 1 o'clock.
I know.
We are going to get to the Oilers here in a second.
Okay.
We're going to put that to the side. I got some things to say about the Oilers. Tell your Oilers buddy this is happening this afternoon because we're gonna have an honest discussion with each other.
Share.
Yes, share it, like and subscribe and share with your Oilers buddies. But I want to start this next segment by welcoming back Max Scherzer to the Toronto Blue Jays. How about this?
Give me this. Pump
Let's
this
go.
into my blood.
Max Scherzer.
The highlight of last year.
The guy who was about to spit in John Schneider's face in Game 4 of the American League Championship Series is back with the Toronto Blue Jays, according to John Heyman, and basically confirmed by John Schneider and the Jays today. 1-year contract. It's not the $15 million he signed for last year. It's $3 million. With incentives, he can push that up to 10. Max Scherzer is 41 years old. He will turn 42 years of age on July the 27th. So on July the 27th of this year, Jay's got a 42-year-old Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer now joins, by my count, let me just go through the tweet here, 9 guys that can start games for the Toronto Blue Jays, it feels like.
But he's not going to be ready for the start of the season, right?
Well, I'm reading conflicting reports. Like he's already got some bullpens.
Okay.
He's had some sides. He's gonna. It sounds like Max Scherzer is going to join the Jays this weekend, and there are some people who are suggesting it is not out of the realm of possibility for Max to be ready for opening day. So I just think generally, if you're a vibes person with the Jays, this feels pretty good.
Hell yeah.
This feels pretty good. Jeff has a party. How do you feel about Max Scherzer resigning?
I feel good. One thing I want to clarify though, his contract, is it $3 million plus $10 million in incentives?
No, I think if he hits all his incentives, and most of it,
boring.
most of it's like amount of innings thrown, he could get to 10.
Because Verlander got $13 million, so I thought it was $3 million. Plus he could get another 10 to match Verlander.
I know where you're going with this,
right? Like that's what I thought.
I know where you're going with this.
I
No,
thought that
it's
was
not the
funny
case.
if it was the case.
It would have been amazing. No, I think it's 10 million max, and I think he has to hit maybe 160, 170 innings to get to the 10 mil.
And I think he'll try and hit it.
He'll try.
I love this.
I love it too. I do wonder,
especially for your boy Savage.
I mean, in what way for you, Savage?
He can keep mentoring him, or however you want to say it.
Well, listen, I think having Chris Bassett and Max Scherzer in the dugout when Trey Savage was called up last year was a very helpful thing for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Now he's got Kevin Gausman, Dylan Cease, and Max Scherzer. I think it can only help.
It can only help for sure. I think it's a great thing. Part of me, see, I see a positive and a negative.
Uh-oh.
Which one do you want first?
Positive.
You want the positive?
Yeah.
I'll give you the positive.
I'll cut your mic for the negative.
Ray Bay on the chat says, "Wish we could have kept Seabass too." Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see him and Pete Alonso kind of barking at each other a little bit
already?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he threw him he was throwing him like a live BP thing, and then he told him a pitch that was coming, and Alonso popped it up, and he kind of said something, and Bassett's like, "I told you what was coming." He's like, "No, you didn't." And they're like, kind of
sorry,
at it.
Bassett and Pete Alonso in Orioles camp
Just a
are
little
already
bit.
beefing
Yeah,
with each other.
A little bit.
Oh my God, that's not going to end well. That's perfect for the Jays. Actually,
it's awesome
because Chris Bassett, I like a lot of things about Chris Bassett. He could be a bit of a jackass in terms of mood. And he's also a sweater. I've never seen a guy sweat on the mound like Chris Bassett.
He's intense, dude.
But if Chris Bassett's not in the mood, look out. Like Scherzer. But Scherzer was just kind of like more nuts with it.
He gets riled up.
Bassett was
fired
just,
up.
you didn't want to be around it.
Sometimes, yeah, you gotta just walk away.
Which is why I thought he handled his bullpen responsibilities in the postseason last year very well. Very well. But, okay, let's do the positive. The positive here is when I look at other teams in the American League East and I look at the like 6-7 options in terms of starting pitching, here's what I see. For instance, the Yankees. Luis Heel, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers. Do any of those guys scare you if they need to go in and throw 6-7 starts?
No.
Like you don't care if you're the Jays if you see any of these guys on a Friday night at Rogers Center, right? Like and the Red Sox, Patrick Sandoval, John Oviedo, I don't know who they are. They're their 5, 6, 7 options. The Blue Jays right now for 5, 6, 7 options are like Max Scherzer, Cody Ponce, potentially Shane Bieber. Like there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Eric Lauer? Like find me a team in the American League who has deeper potential starters right now than the Blue Jays. I don't think you can find it. And Scherzer gives you that extra bump, which is great because you don't need, in theory, you don't need that much from Scherzer. But if you do, I mean, the guy can go out there and he made multiple postseason appearances for them and he didn't embarrass himself. Now, during the regular season last year, a few too many home runs, right? Sometimes a few too many walks for Scherzer. I mean, he is 41. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone realizes what the Scherzer experience is about. I don't think they're going to let that stuff go that happened in Game 4 of the ALCS again. I don't think John Schneider is going to tolerate that. But whatever, it worked out.
Yep.
So in terms of depth of bottom of the rotation, the Jays are miles above everyone else in their division. It's not even close. Heaven forbid those other teams get injuries because the Jays are now kind of protected. He's insurance. They just brought in, like these guys, Luis Heel, Will Warren, the Jays just brought in a 3-time World Series winner and 2-time Cy Young Award winner as insurance, not Will Warren. Good on the Jays for that. Love it.
So I'll say to
Love
that, yep, you can never have too much pitching. We hear that all the time. But even more importantly, they showed what they could do with some of these starters in the postseason if they need it.
Gus in the chat, wait till we get Scooble. Woo!
I love it.
I still say you get Scooble.
I love it.
You get Scooble now.
Yeah.
Do it now. If they get Scooble, who's stopping this team this year? Yamamoto and Scooble. Game 1 of the World Series. Game 7 of the World Series.
What happened to your
Game
boy?
6.
Savage. Come on, you Savage game 1. No?
Game 7, Scooble starts. You Savage in the 5th inning. He comes out.
I love it.
Now, he gave up a home run in Game 7 last year. I understand that.
Wow,
I'm just excited about Trey Savage.
But listen, this team has gotten very lucky with their starting pitching, like not having too many injuries in the past few seasons. You had workhorses in Gausman, Bassett, Barrios, and after what happened with Barrios last year, and Gausman like keeps talking about how old he is and maybe hanging it up. Like it's not going to hurt you to have this depth that you can go for.
Agreed. Michael in the chat, Scherzer perfect spot start guy to have. Agreed. Stealthy Sammy screaming for Scooble. I'm with you. Jay Caro, just having Max on the bench is a win.
Yep.
Nice earmuff Sid from Subozar. See, the headphones are not getting chirped the way they were to start. They're not. I'm just telling you. They're not. Let me ask you something. Opening night, who gets the start on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays?
I mean, all I'm hearing is Gausman.
It's got to be Gausman, right?
That's what everyone's saying.
It's got to be Gausman.
People say you can't do that with Cease. They've done that before where they've paid a guy a high. Like, I think it's up to Gausman, how he's feeling. I wouldn't mind if it's Cease. I could see Cease doing it.
I think it's Gausman.
Gausman's earned it.
Dylan Cease has been here 18 minutes.
I know, but that's fine.
It's got to be Gausman.
Okay.
But I bring up Dylan Cease because Azzo said to me when I walked in.
Are you going to give us your negative? You didn't give us the negative of the Scherzer.
Oh, here's the negative.
Okay, please.
Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.
So the positive is the Jays have the deepest starting pitching in the American League East. It's not even close. It's not even close. You're going to have Boston apologists and Yankees apologists going, what about us? Oh, the Orioles picked up Shane Baz. Get out of here. Get out of here. The Jays have everyone cornered in this argument. It's not an argument. Here's my negative. Normally, when teams sign a pitcher during training camp, it's not good. Which also means there's an injury going on that we either kind of know about or don't know about at all. And to me, it's about Bieber. I think they now are realizing, and maybe it had something to do with John Schneider over the last several days having to backtrack on the schedule with Shane Bieber. I think they're realizing we have no real clue what he's going to do for us this year. And if that's the case, that's the case. He's coming off Tommy John surgery. What are you going to do about it? You can't really blame anyone for that.
And it's a one-year flyer that he opted into.
Yes.
So what are you going to do?
He opted into it
again
very quickly.
Not a bad option to have. Former Cy Young Award winner. Hopefully he bounces back.
There's worse insurance in the world.
And again, I think
Really.
they learned from Barrios how he fell off last year. Like, you have to have depth. You have to if you want to have these aspirations of winning a World Series.
I have another negative.
Oh boy, if things go badly,
but let me. Now, it could just be they were talking the whole offseason. Why was Scherzer still available?
You mentioned his age.
He's 41, yeah, for sure. That's part of it. There's 29 other teams out there, man. He was pitching in the ALCS and the World Series, and he wasn't getting embarrassed.
Maybe it was his call. He wants to be on a winner.
Maybe. Oh, one more thing with Scherzer. I forgot about this. Oh, two things. Sorry.
Wow,
Two
now
things.
we're just adding.
Now we're adding. Now we're adding.
It's okay. We got another hour.
Why was Scherzer available? Habs chat in the chat. Because he's 91.
Pretty good.
I love exaggerated things.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Jays manager, according to Keegan Matheson on Twitter, Blue Jays manager John Schneider on the crowded rotation. Schneider. This quote will get you going. The chat will love this. Quote, the goal is to win. The goal is to win right now.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to where we were, win the World Series. However we can make ourselves better, we are going to do, baby.
Woo!
Let's go. Blue Jays.
Let's go.
Okay, Blue Jays.
That's it.
Great quote from Keegan and John Schneider. The other thing, do you have the letter from Max Scherzer's daughter, Brooke? So this started to circulate today after news of Scherzer signing with the Jays. His 8-year-old daughter, Brooke, last December wrote the Jays a letter asking for his daddy to return.
That's cute.
So I'm going to read. We have the letter up here for those listening on audio. I'm going to read it to you. Dear Blue Jays, I'm so sorry that you didn't win the World Series. I hope that you win next time. I hope my dad is back on the team. My whole family loves spending time in Toronto with our dad. We love the aquarium, CN Tower, and of course, the stadium. I am looking forward to coming back next season. Love, Max Scherzer's daughter. It's adorable.
Let's go.
That's
cute.
adorable.
I love it. See, so maybe he was waiting for Toronto to make him that deal. He wanted to come back.
Give Brooke a spot in the PR department for the Toronto Blue Jays.
100%.
That's a great letter.
She spells better than me, too.
I'm the worst speller you've ever seen.
Oh, I know. I get you.
Worst speller you've ever seen. So Max Scherzer could be making the rounds at Dunedin, scaring the hell out of people with his look this weekend. And it's going to be fun, baby.
Was there any better sight than him half over the dugout, like just yelling and cheering every time the Savage was coming in and out?
But I got to be honest with you. Don't tell me that guy's experience wasn't completely welcomed the deeper that team went in the postseason.
Yep.
Don't tell me he wasn't in people's ears. Don't tell me he wasn't in Schneider's ears. Schneider doesn't know about this life. Like, come on.
He told him where to go when he came on the mound that time.
Of course. There is nothing from an experience standpoint, as long as he's not disruptive, and he was not last year, aside from that mound visit. I think there's not a ton of holes you can poke in this, honestly.
If things don't go according to plan, will that become an issue? Who knows?
Slosh Hogger in the chat, fire me up. Bought this jersey for a reason. There's a lot of excitement. When Jays fans get this excited about a $3 million signing, you know it's on.
Yep.
It is so on when everyone starts feeling this way, and I love it.
And the one other thing I want to add is even with Bassett leaving, like I feel like Gosman's really taking a leadership role. He's always been a good quote, but he's really stepping up to talk about things.
I'm a Kevin Gosman guy.
Oh, how could you not?
I'm a big Kevin Gosman guy. I'm hoping for a bounce back year. Not that last year was awful.
Yeah.
But there were...
Especially the way he finished it. He finished strong, dude.
Did, but he was down a little bit. The numbers were down a little bit. Okay, interesting quotes going back a few days ago that I didn't pick up right away. But Mike Wilner of the Star put in his column. He talked to John Schneider. And as we know, Andres Jimenez is going to be your shortstop for the Toronto Blue Jays this season.
Sure is.
And
played awesome during the World Series at short.
Dude, do you want to know how awesome Jimenez was in the postseason?
In the postseason.
And this is the postseason. Now, some of that was at second. Most of it was at short.
Yep.
And Andres Jimenez for the Jays, 170 innings in the playoffs last year, 1 error.
Amazing.
170 innings for Jimenez in the postseason for the Jays.
He's legit.
How many idiots, when they made that deal, said he doesn't hit? You know, baseball's like a few things, right? Baseball's not just hitting. It's a bit more nuanced than that. This guy is an ace. He's like wearing the green jacket of defenders. 170 innings in the playoffs, 1 error. Like that, what percentage of the Jays' success last year was defense? Like 40%.
We know this team.
It was
values
40% the way they played.
Yep.
Anyway.
This team values it too. And yeah, I want to see that error because I don't even believe it was an error.
So Jimenez, design in the chat, Clement was good as well. Yeah, there's a few. Vladdy's defense was outrageous. Like, there were great defending going on. Great defense. But Mike Wilner got a hold of John Schneider. And John Schneider said to him exactly when they told Jimenez, you're going to be our shortstop for next season.
Every day.
Every day. This is the quote from John Schneider. We communicated that to Jimenez in November so he could physically get ready for it. I'm excited just to see him be the captain of the infield. I'm really excited to see him and Ernie Clement work together up the middle. Boom. I like my chances when the balls are hit to either one of those guys. Let's go. Jimenez is a beast, man. Clement at second, beast. I pray Clement doesn't get hurt during this WBC.
I
pray he doesn't get hurt for Team USA.
He's going to be more a bench guy anyway.
I pray. But Azzo brought this clip to the surface to me earlier today. They communicated that to Jimenez in November. So in November.
Do you remember when Game 7 was of the World Series? November 1st.
Oh my God, it was November. Yeah.
1st. So like the day after.
The day after. So 2 things happened right away. Shane Bieber picked up his option, and Jimenez was told, you're the shortstop.
100%.
So a lot of you kind of hear that quote, and why we find it interesting is, so right away the Jays knew Bo was not coming back as a shortstop.
Yep.
I love that. Now, that's not to say they didn't want Bo back as a second baseman.
But did Bo get a wind of that, and was he offended at all by that?
I don't care if Bo's offended by that.
But this is like another.
I don't care.
Like, Schneider's excited to have Ernie at second.
It's about winning.
It's like the second time Schneider's kind of mentioned not really missing Bo, right?
I think, how do I put this?
Said it's Vladdy's year now that Bo's not here. He's the leader.
John Schneider, by the end of it, feels like he was just about done with the Bo Bichette experience. I don't know what that means exactly, but to your point, Azzo, and it's a good one, there is now plenty of evidence to suggest deuces in the air from Azzo on that
that's
point.
the second time you give me credit for a good point today.
There will not be.
My best show
there
ever.
will not be a third. There will not be a third. I got a text last night from a buddy, by the way. I'm going to read this.
It's amazing.
I'm going to read this. The beauty of this pod is I can take a break and just find something. Dude, shows sound good so far. I like Azzo. The Leafs suck.
All correct.
A lot of points.
Boom, boom, boom.
So many points in that.
Sold.
But
John Schneider with Bo.
I guess what I'm saying, if the Jays know right away Bo Bichette is no longer our shortstop, quite frankly, they should have known in like May of the previous year. That wasn't happening. But if they knew right away Bo was done at short, did Bo also think I'm done as a J?
Yep.
So you don't think they had any reasonable second base discussions, which would have made the contract a little cheaper, which is funny considering what he got from the Mets. But so you don't think there was any real legitimate good faith talks between Bo Bichette and the Toronto Blue Jays?
We just know how Bo was. Did he get offended by it, right? Like, did he get offended when they traded for Jimenez? Because everybody was talking about what a great shortstop he was. It was a good backup plan, and it worked out in their favor once Bo went down.
It did. It did.
Did he get offended by it? Yeah. Did he think, okay, well, Because shortstop was always his position on this team. And it's really hard sometimes to lose your shortstop, to get moved over for a guy.
I just think
on
it
the
was
roster.
obvious. Anyone like Jimenez got a rough ride when that deal was made. I never understood it.
Because of what he was making, though, too, right?
And what he was hitting.
Yeah.
And he wasn't
True.
hitting at all.
True.
But a lot of Blue Jay fans just go to that. Like a lot of Blue Jay fans claim to be analytics people, but don't look at the analytics.
Mhm.
And Jimenez has always been an elite level defender. Always. Now, I understand Jays fans having a callous with the term run prevention. And that's essentially what that was at the time, a move toward. But little did we know the role this kid was going to play. Plus, got a couple of hits during the playoffs.
Yeah. Key hits.
That's all you want from Jimenez.
That's it.
Be you defensively once in a while. Could have used one in Game 7, whatever. He was good. He was very good. But I love hearing that the Jays moved on that quickly from the idea of Bo Bichette at shortstop.
Yep.
And so many fans were just like, but it's Bo. And we love Bo.
Come on. You want to see a homegrown
And he
guy.
loves Bo. You know who loves Bo Bichette not being there? Vladdy's groin. Big fan.
Stop it.
His groin is going to put out a press release saying, thank God.
Vladdy does the splits to show off at first. Come on. He's amazing.
He did the splits to make outs because Bichette had it 9 feet down the right field line.
But
That's why his groin was bothering him.
It'll be better at third. Don't worry.
Ridiculous.
I know.
Oh, back to Dylan Cease. Hold on a
So
second.
talk about offseason signings, right?
Yeah. So Jason Stark, formerly of ESPN, currently with The Athletic, he did a survey of current and former executives and scouts and like 39 people total. And he asked about a bunch of things. And one of the questions he posed to them was, what were the best and worst contracts of the offseason? So for those of you watching on X and YouTube, you see that there. I'll explain to the audience what I'm looking at. In Jason Stark's columns, Jason's a smart dude.
Very.
Basically, he put two lists there. One list is what people said were the best signings. One list is the worst. And he asked the reader to guess
It's amazing.
which one was the best, according to the survey, and which one was the worst. So I'm gonna for the audio audience, I'm gonna give you the top 3 on both lists. You tell me which one was voted best signings and worst signings of the offseason. List number 1, 13 votes for Dylan Cease, 8 votes for Kyle Tucker, 5 votes for Pete Alonso going to the Orioles. The second list has a tie between Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz going to the Dodgers, Kyle Tucker third. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Which list is the worst and which list is the best signing of the offseason? The one with Dylan Cease on the top of it or the one with Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz? I'll give you 5 more seconds. Thank you for the sound effect, Ezra. And the answer is Dylan Cease was voted worst offseason signing by the Toronto Blue Jays.
By a pretty good margin.
By a big margin. And the Pete Alonso, Edwin Diaz signings were tied for the best signing. Kyle Tucker was second worst signing on this list. Again, to jog your memory, Dylan Cease was signed for $210 million. Kyle Tucker got 4 years and $240.
$60 million.
$60 million a year.
A year. You're telling me he's going to play
$60 million a year. The guy's playoff record is obscenely bad. They're the Dodgers. They want to go back to back to back. Kyle Tucker is not going to be there for them come the postseason. I don't know what the Dodgers are thinking here, but that is outrageous to think that guy's going to. Mookie Betts coming in, different story. Shohei coming in, different story. Kyle Tucker has a long-running track record of puking all over himself like a 5-month-old in the postseason. Talk to Houston about what the Kyle Tucker playoff experience is like. Go talk to them. Never mind the $60 million a year. That alone is obscene.
It is. He's making $10 million less than Ohtani.
Tucker sucked with the Cubs last year. In his contract year, you need to worry about guys in their contract year who do that. And he did that. That is obscene to have Dylan Cease as the worst offseason
He's the best
signing.
pitcher available
Obscene.
this year.
Dylan Cease is one of the best strikeout guys in baseball.
100%.
Doesn't give up a ton of home runs. He walks. At times a little wild. Look, I was watching an Athletics Padres game last year. I think Dylan Cease gave up 8 runs in 2 innings. Dylan Cease, Blue Jay fans do have to watch out for one thing. When Dylan Cease implodes, it's not like 4 runs over 5. He goes out there and looks drunk. Like, I'm not kidding. He will, the bad Dylan Cease moments will be awful. I'm warning you right now. But he's going to have a lot of good ones. a lot of good
And
ones.
he makes all his starts. Like, he's a workhorse.
He makes all of his starts.
So the odd one here or there that's not great, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it too.
So can I point out one more thing from the article?
Of course.
So he also, oh no, sorry, that's all right, Les. He also asked who were the most improved teams among all teams in Major League Baseball, and all top 3 were in the AL East. The Orioles got 28 votes, the Red Sox got 21, and then the Blue Jays got 19. Who's not on that list? The Yankees.
Let me tell you something right now. The Orioles are going to suck. The Orioles are not near as good as people think. Shane Baz is not as good as people think. Pete Alonso is great, but he's one-dimensional. It's those other kids, the Gunnar Hendersons of the world, are going to have to kind of wake up and do their thing.
Yeah.
Chris Bassett is going to, I love him. He's not going to carry that rotation.
No, can't.
Like the Orioles are buzzworthy. I understand it. Don't fall for it.
But they're going to have to
Do
do
not
like
fall
last
for
year's
it.
Jays, though, where they get a lot of contributions for guys they weren't
They're
expecting,
gonna need
and
it.
guys to
Yeah.
have career years.
They're gonna
if
need
that
it.
happens, sure, they're going to be good. But they need a lot of guys to step up and find their game.
Pete Alonso, how many times does a guy not named Shohei go to a new team and like excel? It's difficult.
It's hard.
Juan Soto had a really tough start last year. He eventually got there,
No.
but a really tough start. And I don't think the Orioles are good enough to recover from a tough start.
When you switch teams, it's hard because you're trying to do too much, show people you're worth the money. Although Alonso, I have more faith in to hit his 30, 40 home runs.
Could be worse in the chat. That list was done before the Yankees signed Grichuk, guys. Randall
That's
Grichuk
pretty good.
as a Yankee. I don't know if you guys got
he
that.
really?
Oh, yeah.
I
he
didn't.
signed.
I missed that.
Remember the Randall Grichuk years with the Jays?
He's one of only like two or three guys they ever re-signed, isn't he?
I think so.
It was Barrios, Grichuk, and then I think maybe there was a third. person.
Grichuk got, or was that Colby Rasmus? Colby Rasmus?
Yeah,
Remember the Colby Rasmus?
I
sign?
did.
One of those guys made $15 million a year. I forget who it was. I think it was Grichuk.
I think it was Grichuk.
I think it was
I
Grichuk.
think it was Grichuk. Yeah.
Any other base? We're going to get back to baseball.
One more
a little bit.
after. Yeah.
Any other Jays?
No.
For now?
I'm good.
We're good. Okay. John in the chat, Jays didn't get that big bat in the offseason.
I think they need a closer even more.
I want both.
Yeah. No, they are going to miss Bo in that
I want
regard.
both.
They're going to miss Bo in that 4-hole. They are.
I hated missing out on Bellinger.
Yeah.
I
agree.
hated that.
The
He would have
Yankees
solved.
really needed him.
Yeah, they were desperate. And I think to be fair, I think he wanted to go back to the Yankees.
Yeah.
I
I mean, but did you know the Yankees scored the most runs in all of baseball last year? They had the most runs scored, runs per 9, home runs. They were the highest scoring team in baseball.
their bullpen was AA.
Yeah. And yeah,
That's the problem.
it's true.
Like you can't again, back to it's offense, so it's great. No, it's not always great.
Anyways,
And the way they did it burned them in the playoffs because they weren't a station-to-station team. The Jays, by the start of that postseason, they could score runs any way you wanted them to score, and that's what helped them. The Yankees' discourse the whole offseason is what is our analytics department telling our guys? Everyone's swinging. Trent Grisham's swinging for the fences. You have no business swinging for the fence.
not if you're hitting leadoff. No.
Get the guy across. Like the Yankees are a selfish team right now, and Aaron Boone is just trying to keep his job, and he doesn't have the stones to stop it. The Yankees are going to be fun to watch this year because they need to change some things.
Should we do this last baseball since we're here with the Yankees? Just do it really quick.
Oh, since we're here.
Yeah, why not? Right?
So Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees is 36. And he has elbow issues, and he makes up for it by having knee issues. So basically, Stanton, with 2 years left on his contract, has no knees or elbows.
When's the last full season he played? I'm gonna look.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
So Randy Miller of the Newark Star Ledger caught up with Stanton in Tampa at Yankees training camp. And he basically asked Giancarlo Stanton, hey, are you feeling a little better? Here's the quote from Stanton. Not while I'm in this line of work. You have your good days and bad days, just like your mood and everything. I can't open a bottle. I can't open a bag of chips, a bag of anything. That's the way it is. So that's Stanton, who sometimes plays in the outfield, sometimes, basically telling the world, if you're at second base on a single, run. And I get the ball. You run on me. Now, I think this was also common knowledge, but you have elbow issues with Stanton. You had arm issues with Aaron Judge last year, and he had to play, and he actually put his career in somewhat harm's way doing that. But you could run on Aaron Judge too last year. That's why. If I would be devastated if I couldn't open chips.
Oh, I know you
Devastated.
would. Jeez, you'd be in such a mood when we
If I
start the show.
if I couldn't open up some sour cream and onion, do you know what kind of mood I'd be in? I'd be so pissed.
I know. You would. But you missed the other part of that. Like, he's determined to play a full season. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh, he's not a full season.
Are you kidding me?
Shut up.
Right?
A full season.
It's true.
Get out of the city.
Yeah, you haven't done that in years, and you're complaining about pains already. But yeah, you're going to play a full season this year. Thanks,
Sean in the chat, someone passed me all dressed chips. All dressed are the worst.
I knew you were going to say this. I disagree.
Never eat all
vehemently.
dressed chips.
What's your chip ratings?
Sour cream and onion,
I know that.
regular,
Regular?
and just in the last 15 years of my life, salt and vinegar.
Yeah, salt and vinegar.
Just recently, the older I get, the better looking I get. Salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar is my number one.
Ketchup was in the top 3, just got bounced. It was not an easy decision.
I agree.
And behind and right around where ketchup is, dill pickle is a hell of a flavor.
Okay, regular. Does it depend on the brand? Ruffles or no?
No, I'll say this. If it's Ruffles, you better have some dip with it.
Okay.
Lays, you can eat alone. If it's Ruffles,
Yeah.
you eat it with dip or you walk away from the Ruffles.
Because Nadia here said Ruffles regular. That's it. That's number
No,
one.
you need dip.
You need dip.
You need dip with Ruffles regular, Nadia. I'm sorry. And you may know that. I don't mean any offense.
Each wants to know, doesn't sour cream and onion? Yeah, that makes his breath actually better. Does it?
Azul's been in the room with me a lot with sour cream and onion
It
chips.
does.
It's not a good scene.
This space is small. Let
It's
me
like
tell
my
you.
breath is
Yeah.
Stanton's
I
elbows.
know.
It's not good. Okay, a couple more things here. Let's talk about the Raptors.
Yeah.
The Toronto Raptors last night. Like, I don't know how you contain Victor Wembanyama and lose in this league, but the Raptors found a way to do it last night. I'm still trying to figure out what happened here.
The same.
So the Raptors, they fall to 34-25. They held Wembanyama to 12 points.
Bad shooting night.
Bad shooting night. Colin Murray Boyles did everything he could. Jakob Poeltl, I can't remember the last time I've said Jakob Poeltl was your best player. He was fantastic. They did something few teams in the league with Wemby can do.
That's true.
Now, what the Raptors also did last night was have a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Led for most of the game, no?
Led for most of the game.
Yeah.
Had a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And to start the fourth quarter, sat Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram. Spurs find their mojo. There's some weird missed free throws down the stretch. Ingram has a chance to tie it at the end, misses. And he had a good look, B.I. B.I. had a really good look.
He did. He can create for himself. Like, he usually gets himself a good look.
It was a really good look.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
So the Raptors fall to 34-25. And after the game, there's obviously a lot of discussion of the decision of Darko Rajakovic, the head coach, to sit Scotty Barnes and to sit Brandon Ingram to start the fourth quarter. I thought it was important to let you hear from Darko himself about why he did that. Here it is.
Then he's never starting the fourth quarter because he played full third quarter. It would be a little bit too much for him to play. And Scotty, he was really playing through the pain. So he was in constant communication with us. And he was saying, if you guys don't have to play me, just try to keep me on the bench. So we had that back and forth communication. And, we had at that point 12-point lead. And it came down to 5. And then we got him back. But literally, he was playing on one leg this game.
Do you feel like that run that they went on to start the fourth kind of swung the momentum a little bit there?
Not necessarily. I thought that we found the momentum back there. I thought that we fought in the fourth quarter. As I said, I think that they really made some tough shots down the stretch, some contested corner threes. And us on the other side, I thought that some of the shots that we were usually making that were open, they didn't go through. That's game of basketball.
Okay. A few things.
That's the game of basketball.
A few things. That line, hold that thought. I want to focus on Barnes and Brandon Ingram to start. If Brandon Ingram never really starts the fourth quarter, that's a legitimate thing to me. That's a normal thing Darko would do. Because I don't care how long we go here. And there's a part of me that's still scared Brandon Ingram might not make it to the postseason. Because this is new territory for him at this stage of his career. It's been a while. So if you're going to sit Brandon Ingram to start a fourth quarter, okay. I take the argument. And if Scotty Barnes is dealing with a quad issue, and telling you, Coach, I don't know, that is something you have to take seriously. Here's where I'm going to push back on the Scotty Barnes thing. You're worried about Scotty Barnes at the start of that quarter. Why the hell are you not worried about Colin Murray Boyles to start the quarter? Because he was out there. He's been dealing with the thumb for like a month. You threw him out there, no problem. He played only 15 minutes last night, Colin Murray Boyles. If you're going to care about injuries, be consistent with it, is all I'm saying. Be consistent. When it came with Boyles, you didn't care. And he's way more important in that game, the way he's been playing against Wemby. Way more important. We can't rationalize the injuries to make ourselves feel better. If Scotty Barnes says I'm good enough to play, athletes need to play. If he couldn't, sit. Period. Mm-hmm. You're either healthy or you're not. And if Scotty Barnes isn't healthy, guess what? I'm fine with it. He's an all-star. I'm fine with it. He's given a lot of himself this year. I think he leads the league in stocks, steals and blocks combined, I think. Like, he's been unbelievable. Then sit him. A lot of NBA players sit back-to-back games. It happens. But don't tell me you're worried about Scotty and then let the kid go out there and mess up his thumb again. Don't do that. I think it's irrational. I don't agree with that. To your point, Azzo, that's just the game of basketball. The one thing you're hearing a lot from Darko Rajakovic when things don't go well publicly, I don't know what he's saying privately. If you hear enough of the players speak, Darko privately is way different than publicly. I agree. Kind of like Sheldon Keefe. There's a bit of Sheldon Keefe in Darko Rajakovic. But what I'm getting very tired of with Darko is that's basketball. Do you know what's a universal truth in sports? Universal. When it comes to bullpen management in baseball, when it comes to leads in the National Hockey League in the third period, when it comes to clock management in the National Football League in the fourth quarter, and when it comes to leads in the NBA in the fourth quarter, when you blow any of those, that is coaching and managing. We don't isolate much of the other parts of the game. That's just how we are as humans. When we look at blown leads, that stabs a sports fan in the heart in a way that is very unique. And you never forget it, whether it's regular season, playoffs, I don't care what it is. That Jeff Hoffman World Series Game 7 will live in your mind forever. That one, and for some people, worse than IKF at home plate. That's worse because you had it. Darko Rajakovic has now blown 5 leads of 10 or more points in the fourth quarter this season as a head coach. 5. That's a lot. That's a difference between third in the East and fifth or sixth. That's a ton of losses in games you had not just control in, firm control in. I am here for the Darko Rajakovic energy. Bobby Webster did not hire this guy. He is not a Bobby guy. And under no way am I going to come out here and say he is the future on that bench. He has placeholder written all over him. And this is why. I wish him nothing but complete success this season. But if you can't get your rotations right multiple times, maybe this is not for you. And I would say the same thing about John Schneider. It's my biggest complaint about Schneider. I hope Darko can figure this out. Because if he can't, you're going to have a new head coach on that sideline next year. The Raptors are getting contributions from a lot of different places. Now, it's a young team in certain places, but they're getting contributions. And stop with the Grady Dick. Stop it. If I hear one more person bring up this guy's name, I know his game face is always ready for game days or whatever the hell he says in that commercial. I'm done. I heard someone say yesterday, it's sad what's happening to Grady Dick. No. There are sad things in life, and I'll tell you about them. Grady Dick not being good enough to be in the NBA is not one of them. I don't care. I do not care. It's a professional organization. Start acting like it. Another did not play for Dick last night. Grady. Darko needs to start taking responsibility for some of this stuff late and stop telling the media, make or miss league. I don't like it. I guarantee you Bobby Webster doesn't like it. Azzo, your thoughts on the Raptors after last night? Last 2 nights were pretty interesting for the Toronto Raptors.
They were very
very
telling.
interesting for the
very
Raptors.
telling. It's true, and you're right. Like, to me, a good coach has a good feel for the game, and I understand, like you said, if Brandon doesn't start every fourth quarter, because to me, sometimes you want him closing out the game. He's the best guy to maybe take that final shot. But like, if Scotty's hurt, does that not change it? Do you not manage to not let the game get away from you? I don't know. Like, yeah, you want a coach that has a feel for the game and not let an opportunity like that slip away.
I mean,
that was 2 missed opportunities the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
Those could have been 2 huge wins at home.
I mean, Emmanuel quickly should have been able to take control of that. Oh, wait a second. He was on the bench too.
Right.
To start the fourth quarter.
You need somebody out there.
We can't do this, guys. Jamal Shedd's not going to hold off the Spurs. The Spurs are a pretty deep team. Like, enough. So I'm a little worried at that from Darko.
No, agreed. Like,
I'm a little worried about that from a guy who cares that much about winning.
And again,
I don't know where he went with that last night.
Such an opportunity with him, with Wemby having
12-point lead on the Spurs with Wemby not doing anything offensively. Anything. How did that happen? I think they got the Wiz on Saturday, and how about the schedule next week? I think it's like the Knicks on Tuesday at home, then at Minnesota. Damn, Minnesota are a good team. Some comments here, basketball-wise. We need Giannis from John in the chat. I don't think there's people mad at this Raptors take that I have.
No,
I think we're kind of on the same page here.
2 games where they had a chance to win against 2 really good teams, and you blew it. Like, that's how you start getting over that hump and getting into that upper echelon. No,
I think so.
It does come down to coaching at times, man.
It does. Hypercube in the chat. We need another Bargnani. We might.
Yeah.
We might. Jordan in the chat. Dang it, I like Darko. I wish him the best. Fair verbiage, Sid. That's the first time in my life someone's applauded my verbiage.
I don't think so.
I am apoplectic with that compliment.
Wow.
Thank you.
Where did
I don't even know if that works.
Yeah, I don't know if you used that properly.
I don't know if I did.
doubt it.
I don't know if I did. Oh, we got time for the Oilers now.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you go on this.
Let's everyone gather around. Everyone gather around. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a discussion. And anyone from Edmonton and anyone from Oilers Nation who is listening to this and doesn't like it, I want to make you feel better by saying I am 100% right in everything I'm about to say. Everything. So I want to start with Conor McDavid getting back to his teammates in Anaheim before the game yesterday. I'll talk about the game in a second. I mean, everyone knows when they get back to their local media, like Austin Matthews did yesterday, like Brady Tkachuk has done today. You know, the questions are going to be a little different. And Connor really hasn't spoken to anyone after Sunday's game before yesterday. So he gets to Anaheim, and Oilers media makes him available. And Bob Stauffer's there, and there's a few other people there, and Mark Spector of Sportsnet's there. Now, every dealing I've had with Spec, he's been very kind to me. He's come on a bunch. Azzo's booked him a bunch for a bunch of Sportsnet shows, and he's never like he's firm but fair, but he's always friendly. He always helps you out and he gives you a segment, and he always says stuff. Like, there's a lot of people that want to get booked on shows that want the airtime and want the FaceTime, but don't want to say anything to get themselves in trouble. It's annoying. Spec never cares. Like, he's never cared. And I've always respected that about Mark Spector. And he's done it a long time. So Austin Matthews gets back to Anaheim yesterday after being part of that gold medal loss for Canada. Oh, sorry, Conor McDavid. Did I say Austin McDavid? Combining captains in that game. I'm sorry. Conor McDavid. Thank you, Azzo. Conor McDavid is back in Anaheim. And Mark Spector is in the scrum. As people know, and maybe you don't, so let me give you the context. Mark Spector at times in a scrum will not hold back. And a lot of people had a hard time with how Mark handled Conor McDavid yesterday. Because there's 2 thoughts with Conor McDavid. The man, that must be tough. 2 Stanley Cup final losses, gold medal loss in a year. That's tough on 97. There's another camp of, well, the guy's the eternal loser. He needs to wake up. I am in the former. I do not think he's a loser at all for a lot of very obvious reasons. So Mark Spector kind of wanted to go that road with Conor McDavid. And the gist of the question basically is, why is winning so hard for you? Is the nicest way I think Speck thought he could bring it up. So I'm going to play the first question. This first question is what a lot of people have an issue with. But I'm also going to give you McDavid's response, Speck's follow-up, and McDavid's response to that. Because you've only heard like 15, I think Spitting Chicklets put out 15 seconds of the interaction. I think you need to hear the whole thing. So here it is yesterday, Mark Spector asking questions of Conor McDavid in Anaheim.
This is a hard question, but Stanley Cups found Gretzky and Crosby and those guys and gold medals, and you've been put yourself in position, and it's not finding you. Did you think it would be this hard?
It's a nice question. Thank you. It's disappointing. No way around it. We could be sitting here having a totally different conversation if things had gone a little bit differently. So, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to win. It's hard to win at any level, especially when we're talking about the best of the very, very best in the NHL and the Olympics. So, the margins are very, very small, and we obviously saw that on Sunday, and we felt the effects of that here in Edmonton from time to time.
You're a pretty hungry guy. Can it make you hungrier?
It's all part of the process. I mean, that's what it's got to be, what other option do I have? Yeah.
Interesting. Because there are a lot of people that kind of are thinking that about Conor. Let's not be naive about it, especially in Edmonton. And Speck's taking some heat. Now, what I know of Mark Spector, he doesn't care. He does not care. And I part of me respects it. If you're going to ask the question, like, keep in mind, he asked that question like a foot away from him. He's not me here with a mic or Azzo or anyone in the podcast in the Edmonton area. Like, I don't even think Ryan Rashog's with him right now. Like, he was face to face with Conor.
He's on the road with them. He's in the room every game.
Yes.
Every game. And asking some tough questions.
100%. So there's a lot of people who have an issue with that kind of questioning. They thought it was kind of mean-spirited. I'm just telling you. And
are those the same?
Turn your mic up.
I'm trying to.
There it is.
I don't know. Are those the same people that were attacking Conor online for being the eternal loser?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
It's crazy to me.
But all I know is two things about Mark Spector and the Edmonton discourse in general. I personally would not have the stones to ask that type of question. I think there's ways you can frame it. Like, so then I'm sure people are going to ask, okay, what would I do? Here's how I would have asked if I'm me, and I am. If I'm in that scrum, but because it's all about like how you get down the road, how you set it up for people. The way Speck kind of set it up, it's immediately defensive from Conor, and you heard it. I think there's a way you can do, like, if I were to say to Conor, you've won 5 scoring titles, you've won 3 MVPs, you've been in 2 Stanley Cup finals, you've been in a gold medal game. That's a Hall of Fame career. There are people who, despite that, are heavily criticizing a player of your stature right now. Do you hear that noise? And what does it do to motivate you? I think that's a way you can get to the same spot where he's not as defensive. Now, I haven't been in one of those scrums in a long time. Speck's forgotten more about scrums than I'll know. He's a vet. But I think there's a way you can tee it up for people. The one thing I've always found about media, if you put someone in a defensive spot, you're not going to get what you want. You are not going to get the quote that you want. You have to come at it differently and make them feel borderline victimized, but also in control of the narrative. And Speck went bull in a shop and went in. And went in. I get the feeling, as though you didn't like the question.
No,
you didn't like
going to something a little bit different. I think his point to Conor was, like, you can get to that big game. You can get to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final or the Gold Cup. How hard is it to push it over the line and get that championship? Like, nobody's going to talk. It was overtime of that gold medal game. It was Game 7 of that first Stanley Cup. Like, you were that close. How hard is it to push it over the line and bring
But
it?
he kind of asked that. He said, why is it so hard?
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I think Speck's question was. To your point, it's just you're talking about the criticism he's facing. I think Speck was trying to hit on both. Because you're right, that follow-up is very important.
But my question is, like, do you honestly expect Conor McDavid in that moment to go, like, yeah, I've been a loser for a long time?
No.
Like, but that's my point. Like, what you're putting out there affects what comes back.
Right.
So what are you expecting back? That's what I think people have an issue with. What did you expect to get back on the question?
I'd say like Dan Marino only made it to 1 and never got back. You've gotten to
Right.
that peak like multiple times. You're right there. You're knocking on the door. How hard is it to get it past and get that final step and have that on? Like it's so close to having those extra accolades on his page. Like, you know what I mean? He's right there. He was knocking on the door of all of it. He could be a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. He could be a gold medal.
But hold on, he's not.
I know.
Let's not, because I'm seeing this a lot in the chat. Well, they're a goal away, they're getting away. But he's not, though.
But to Speck's point, his question, that's why I think he phrased
Right.
it. Is it hard? Like, is that hard? Right? When you take that away, I think that's the key to the phrasing.
But also
of
the
Speck.
phrasing of like Cups found Lemieux and Gretzky. That's also mischaracterizing that, because
See,
Gretzky for like 4 years couldn't do it.
Right.
They got their ass kicked by the Islanders. Like, they couldn't do it. So like,
see, but you know that.
There's
How
a
many other
progression.
people know that? People just
Well,
look at total
Speck
champions.
knows it.
No, Speck knows it.
Yes.
Right. But you could have brought up Ovechkin too. How long did Ovechkin hear? He was a loser.
Look, all I'm saying is I know how I would ask a question. Speck's been doing this a long time. Like a long time.
Okay, but ask you a question. Well, how would you have phrased it?
Despite your resume, the amount of heat you're taking as a guy who can't get it done is enormous. I don't know what you see. I don't know what you don't see. I don't know what you hear. I don't know what you don't hear. As a guy who's been in the league as long as you, when you catch wind of that, is that motivating? How do you react to that? And I think you might get like a defiant quote out of McDavid. Maybe I'm wrong. His personality probably on the way. You know how tired that guy is? He had no interest in that yesterday. Zero. But
You
like
think? 'Cause I thought his answer was pretty good.
It was fine. But like I think if you put someone on their heels, you're gonna limit your options in terms of a good response.
But I think that gets a different answer than what Speck got yesterday.
Because I think there's a world where you can ask him the same question differently and have McDavid said, well, you know, we're going to see them in 4 years in France, so we'll figure it out then. That's a hell of a quote.
Yeah.
Didn't get it because he was pissed.
And tired.
When someone's pissed, you're not going to get a great quote. They're like, I want out of here. But again, I'm not ripping. Speck is a long time columnist.
But again, what I think did him dirty was the fact that somebody did post 15 seconds of that and cut it off after he said, well, that's a nice question.
The way it was cut online initially was bad.
And when people saw that, they jumped
was.
to a wrong conclusion. Because when you listen, Connor did give him a thoughtful answer.
He did. And that's why I wanted to run the whole thing for folks.
100% kudos to you for doing that because it's true. I think that just painted the whole situation in a different light because that's all people heard.
Agreed. Kira in the chat, Speck's question was not out of line either. No, the general spirit of it, I agree. It was not out of line. But I want to, the last comment I have on this before I talk about the Oilers game last night is this. I hear that, and I see the reaction online to that. And I have to admit, I'm in and out of the Edmonton hockey Twitterverse. Full disclosure. But all I keep hearing as someone in Toronto is how the Toronto media run people out of town. I want fair and equal representation in that criticism. As of this second, I'm tired of it, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore. I want the same thing in Vancouver. I want the same criticism in Edmonton. I want the same criticism in Ottawa, and I want the same criticism in Montreal. And if you want to throw in Winnipeg and Calgary, it's fine. They're having rough years. I'll leave them alone. The Toronto media is running people out of town. That guy is the best Canadian hockey player of this generation. Who's running who out of town? Are you kidding? I want that garbage to stop with my market. Stop. Marner was leaving town 18 months before he did it. I don't want to hear that here. With questions like that, whether you think it's fair or not, I think it's a ballsy question from Speck. And part of me respects it because I wouldn't ask it. But don't tell me it's just the Toronto media running people out of town. The Leafs in their life haven't had a guy 60% as good as McDavid. not 60% as good. We don't have a chance to run someone like that out of town. Stop with Toronto media runs people out of town. If you think that's exclusive to this market, you did not hear what just happened in Anaheim this week. If you want to go down that road, go down that road. I want it to be fair across hockey markets in this country. Cut that garbage out. Everyone's tough. That's one of the toughest questions I've heard of a superstar in this country in my life. Toronto media run people out of town. Get out of here.
And let's say Connor's given back to Edmonton way more than a lot of Leafs have given back here, taking pay cuts. And we know if he ever leaves Edmonton, it's definitely not because of the media. It's because they wouldn't
I don't
go
know.
get a goalie.
Is it? I don't know. Is it because of the media?
It
I
might
don't
be
know.
because they didn't go get a goalie.
How do
for
you
him.
know it's not because of the media?
Come on.
I have no idea.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Like
The media runs everyone out of town. There's never another reason for a player to leave town. Organizations never screw up. It's always the media that makes someone leave town.
And no offense, it comes with the price point you're getting paid at. You can
It
answer.
is.
You can answer a hard question once in a while.
That was a pretty hard question from
It
Spec,
was.
though.
It was.
Like,
It
that's a
was.
hard question.
It was. But you're right. But
That's a really hard question.
So let me ask you this. You see all this stuff circulating online. Do you not want him to ask that question? Like, he's getting killed for asking that question.
No, but like I said, my point is...
No, I know. I'm just saying.
There's a way to ask it where, A, you don't put your... But that's the thing. I think there's some reporters in this country, I don't have that mindset. They do not mind... Like, me putting myself in the firing line in front of this mic, I have no problem with it. If I have someone on my show as a guest, or if I'm in a scrum, like, you do have to play by certain rules.
Show some respect.
There's a respect thing, but there are certain columnists in this country who have blown through that often, and PR departments are like, okay, well, what are we going to do? That's just not my style. Like, I'll be honest with you in front of a mic and whatnot. Like, if a guy just flew in from Milan off the biggest heartbreak of his life outside of 2 cup final losses, like, I think you have to approach the line of questioning. You can get better stuff.
Agreed.
With honey compared to vinegar, if that makes sense.
Is that the quote?
I don't know if that's the quote.
I don't think it's close.
You make more friends with honey than vinegar, I think is the quote.
Unless they're chips.
I think.
Unless they're salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, and I love those chips.
No, but all I'm saying is, to my point earlier, this was the discourse going around Connor. So for people attacking Spec, why would you even ask him that?
Yeah.
He's giving him a chance to defend himself.
Do you think Conor McDavid cares to defend himself?
No, I know, but I'm saying if the reporter's in the room and everybody's talking about it like on social media, should he not ask that question for the people attacking Spec for going at him like that? I think if it's in the discourse, people want to hear his answer.
They do, but like, you have to be careful about going after a guy's legacy who's 29 with 3 MVPs.
Don't tell me he's
You
never
have
gonna
to
get
be very, very careful with that. And I feel like in some markets, it's like, I'm the star. I'm asking the question, so I'm the star. I might be an important person in this podcast, but like, it's a big market. There's a lot going on.
And his career's not over. Like, why
He's 29.
Why were you calling him a loser when his career's not over? He still has chances to do this, and he probably will.
I've rarely felt this strongly about a superstar in this country in terms of what the future would hold. I'm a very pessimistic person in that way.
Oh, really?
Yes, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm with you on that, though.
Let's go to
I hate the chat.
Let's go to the chat. D-Man says, stop defending Spec. Dirty question. I wouldn't call it a dirty question. It was just kind of aggressive.
Wait, hold on. This is the best. Yeah, one guy said, it's a dirty question. And then the one under it was, dirty questions are great. That made me laugh so hard. It's the best.
Oh, that's a good point. Sorry, Mary, thank you. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes. That's why we need the chat. We're
Damn
not that
it.
smart.
I screwed that up. I'm sorry.
All
right.
Says, oh, no. Sorry.
So one last thing about the Oilers. So the Oilers, never, with all due respect to Spec and Connor, the Oilers.
Hey, it gave us something to talk about. I love it.
But the Oilers got to win a hockey game last night. And they didn't. The Oilers got beat 6-5 by the Ducks. So now the Ducks leapfrog the Oilers in the standings in the Pacific. Ducks are second. Oilers are third. If the playoffs start today, the Oilers go to Anaheim for game 1 of their first round
There you
series.
go. At least it's not LA.
Thank God it's not.
No.
Somebody, I hope someone out there is excited about the Panarin thing. I'm not. I could care less. I really could. But right now, the Kings also lost last night. The only good thing to happen in the Oilers last night, the Kings lost. So the Kings are 4 points back of the Oilers for the last playoff spot.
By the way, Edmonton plays in LA tonight.
Big game. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I should look at the schedule.
No, I'm telling you.
Big
That's why
game.
I'm here.
So last night, because we ran the Leon Draisaitl yesterday, basically saying again, everyone's got to be on the same page here. We all have to play well. We all have to be doing the right things, top on down. And when he says top on down, he's probably talking about Stan Bowman, probably talking about head coach Chris Knoblauch. So last night, the Oilers had a lead going into the third period and pull a Darko Rajakovic. and Wallman and Nurse are just out to lunch in front of Tristan Jarry, and Jarry wasn't much better. To the point where Jarry got pulled in the third period. Connor Ingram actually gave up the game-winning goal, so he gets the loss. But Tristan Jarry, who they acquired from Pittsburgh with all that Conor McDavid money that they saved because he's not getting a raise, they pulled Tristan Jarry in the third period and lost the game 6-5. Jarry allowed 3 of the 4 goals in the third period. The first and the third, I didn't like at all. The second goal, Nurse and Wallman are doing absolutely nothing in front of him. Screened and tipped. I'm not going to give Jarry heat for that second goal he let in. Jarry forgot how to play net from John in the chat. Did he ever know, huh?
Yeah, it's a good question.
So Chris Knoblauch has a lot to think about here. A lot to think about. You had Leon Draisaitl call out the team for basically a month.
Called out the organization.
Organization! Call it everybody!
Yeah.
So after the game last night, Chris Knoblauch did his best to defend Tristan Jarry. Just kidding. He said this.
He said I wasn't happy with the goaltending, the goals that we gave up, especially in the third period. I didn't like those. And, definitely. There was other mistakes there, but part of it is you need better goaltending, and tonight wasn't one of his best games.
Woo! Whew, Johnny Positive just turned, eh? But now I think my main point on this is a pretty serious one if you're the Oilers. With all due respect to this Spectre McDavid stuff. We now know what Leon Draisaitl was driving at. We now know. It is obvious for the world to see. It was obvious on the ice. It's obvious in the pull in the third period of Jarry, and it was obvious in those comments. Chris Knoblauch did not want Tristan Jarry. Convince me otherwise. Convince me otherwise. And the problems that Leon Draisaitl is trying to shine a massive spotlight on are so severe, it is a nightmare going into any trade deadline with this scenario. The head coach and GM not on the same page. Make the argument against it. Make the argument against it. Good thing Paul Coffey's back to deal with the defense last night, eh? Good thing he's back. What was that? What the hell was that? This tonight, to Azzo's point, this Kings game is pretty big. Kind of a big hockey game tonight. Might make time for it. This year is way too important for this garbage inside the Oilers organization. Way too important. Whatever's going on needs to end now between Knoblauch and Stan Bowman, and they need to figure out a plan, and it better be bigger than Bobby McMahon. Because there's real issues on this team. You know you had a bad defensive night when Evan Bouchard wasn't your problem. He's not the only guy that has pylon tendencies on that team. There's a few. And Jarry's not helping at all. That stuff with Knoblauch and Bowman needs to be squashed. I don't know how you do it because Stan Bowman believes he invented hockey. And Chris Knoblauch is just going to play McDavid and Draisaitl 22, 23 minutes a night and hope for the best. There's not a lot of good vibes there. If I'm a fan in Edmonton, you better pray this gets straightened out like yesterday. Because if it doesn't, hopefully Leo Carlsson and the Ducks enjoy the second round of the playoffs. Because that was a weird one last night. And the Oilers have big ambitions. I keep hearing in this market in Toronto, yeah, these are Austin Matthews' good years. You just can't rebuild. You just can't go in a different direction. They better be having that conversation in Edmonton. Conor McDavid is not messing around here. I don't know if anyone has noticed. And neither is Leon. Although Leon signed longer, you know what I mean. We know what the problem is. No more sugarcoating it. And Oiler fans, I don't know what you do with this, but GM coach fights don't end well on the ice. Never do. Never do. Hopefully things turn around for you. Azzo, your thoughts on the Oilers here?
Yeah, no, I think you're bang on. I think that started leaking out before the Olympic break, and it's just becoming more and more evident that something's brewing there and something's going to happen.
Yeah, it is.
You know what else is amazing? How good Stuart Skinner's been in Pittsburgh.
I don't put any stock in that.
No, but he's been all right, which is like, why'd you make the trade?
He's been all right. You know why?
He's been hot streak.
Because everyone in the market's still talking about Aaron Rodgers, and no one cares.
No, I know, but I'm just
God
saying.
bless him. Like that's why the pressure is off. The Edmonton kid's out of Edmonton, of course. Like yes, he's going to look looser.
But he was always a streaky goalie. I'm just saying, did Jarry really improve your team? No.
There was. Wait a second. Let's separate the two arguments because moving on from Stuart Skinner, by anyone's account, had to happen. Do we not agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that anyone in this chat is suggesting bring back Stuart Skinner.
They couldn't go into a third postseason with him. But
correct.
Yeah.
Now, who's the guy you get? Because the relationship between the Blues and the Oilers is non-existent after offer sheet gate.
Yeah. Oh, fair point.
That's not happening. I was always a Jordan Binnington Edmonton guy. Not after that episode.
You could have went and got Gibson from Anaheim.
Not after Broberg Holloway.
What about Gibson?
No way.
What about Gibson?
The money was still dicey. I don't blame a lot of teams for passing up on the John Gibson contract.
All right.
And he's doing great.
Yeah.
In Detroit. He's doing fantastic.
If you need a goalie that bad, you make the money work somehow.
For sure.
Anyway. And is there any concern that Connor only signed a 2-year deal now?
Let's see.
Edmonton fans should be worried?
Let's see how this year goes.
Okay.
I think there was always Oiler fans, get ready.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it.
Just get ready. Because you have to. Didn't sign for 8.
Nope.
Leon signed for 8. That's why this is not good.
Yep. That's
I got a real bad feeling about this.
That's exactly why I bring it up.
The Oilers are going to get in the playoffs. They're going to have a series. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is, then what?
Mm-hmm.
Like this trade, if you don't have a coach, and listen, it's not the first time in the history of professional sports a GM and coach have disagreed, maybe, about a move or disagreed on things going into a trade deadline. But what I'm seeing is Draisaitl openly kind of have talk about it.
That's exactly.
And if the superstars are aware, they're worried. They're worried about this. They're worried about the vibes. They're worried about what decisions get made. They don't know what's coming through the door. Draisaitl and McDavid are two men in a league where your best forwards play 33% of the time. You need other lines. You need other contributors. And they're a little worried. I would be too.
No, again, the key points from those Draisaitl clips, both of them, when he doubled down, he said, and I'm not just talking about the players. You tell me what that means.
Ray Gibson been quietly solid for a while. I'll take that.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They just needed a goalie so bad.
Dual Fate in the chat. Binner is a stud. I mean, the numbers haven't been stud like this year, but the Blues are a terrible team.
Mm-hmm.
The Blues are an absolutely terrible team.
Skinner is a very fine 1B, which I don't hate that.
Skinner in Edmonton, though, the pressure was too much for him.
Okay, fair.
I do not want to hear the argument that they made a mistake. I'm sorry. I don't think they did.
Jeez, we're at 159. Come on.
Any final comments?
No.
Let's get in before 2. We always do it before 2.
We got it.
I'm proud of us.
There's a lot of discourse in the chat about chips, whether all dressed are good or not.
All dressed chips are not good.
Oh, some people love them.
They're not good.
I'm on that one.
Completely disagree.
All right.
All right. Sounds like our show's over.
Yeah.
Any last words?
No, you got a minute.
1 minute.
You get the last word. Why do you always throw it to me? You get last word. You know that. I'll give it to
Habs Relic, are you teaming up with Tony Marinaro?
I saw that
for trade deadline day. I don't know. Tony's a busy guy.
That'll be longer than the gold medal watch party. We'll have to do 6 hours with Tony.
It's true. All right. Apologies. We were going to talk about Anthony Santander, but we ran out of time.
Literally ran out of time.
On behalf of Jeff Azzopardi and everyone here at Sick Media, I'm Sid Seixeiro. Tricky. English is my first language. Have a great day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Take care. We'll talk.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sid Seixeiro Show on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.